Stephen Crane was born November 1st, 1871 in Newark, New Jersey. He was the 14th and last child born to Jonathan Tolley and Mary Helen Peck Crane. He had 8 other surviving siblings. The others had died between 2 years of their birth. Stephen Crane, though, was often a very sick child, and he was afflicted by many colds and fevers. While he was 2, his dad once wrote in his journal, "We were all very anxious about him because they weren't sure if he was going to live or die." But even though he was a very frail child, he was extremely smart. He taught himself to read before the age of 4. His first known work was a poem he had written in Christmas entitled "I'd Rather Want Asking for a Dog for Christmas." His dad died in 1880, and during this time he bounced back between relatives in different houses. His family had enrolled him to seminary, then he dropped out, then he enlisted in the military school, which he eventually dropped out. He ended up working for a newspaper company, and then later quit and became a freelance writer and lived with different people. Eventually, he wrote a book entitled Maggie, a Girl of the Streets. It received some pretty positive criticism at first, but really didn't take off, and pretty big blow, Stephen Crane. Then, later on, in 1883, he got caught up in the Civil War. Said he wanted to write a story that wasn't as dry as all the Civil War stories he'd heard from all the vets who'd been in it. So he started to work on his most famous work, and the one I am talking about right now, The Red Badge of Courage. Red Badge of Courage ended up becoming his best-selling work and his best-known book. Also, throughout his life, he worked on many poems, such as a bunch of poems entitled "War is Kind." He never won any awards, and he later died in debt in England, very sick, while writing another book.